beautiful. I love the hats, and it's so beautiful. All right, well, as she introduced me, my name is Della Gallagher, and I am a 27-year-old former Make-A-Wish kid. I have cystic fibrosis, where's my microphone? Cystic fibrosis, diabetes, and multiple other health complications due to my CF. Just to give you a brief on what CF is, cystic fibrosis is a rare genetic disease that affects the lungs, digestive system, and other major organs of the body. CF is a chronic terminal disease, with the average lifespan being 35 years old. And when I say average, I mean that I only know the few CFers who are older than me, and the majority of CFers I hear about through the Facebook grapevine that pass away are all younger than me. Not only do I have CF, but my two sisters also have CF, which is not very common. I always say that my parents won the wrong lottery in life, so it's a good thing we all came out kind of cute. Our doctors presented us with Make-A-Wish after multiple hospitalizations between the three of us. My older sister went first. She wished to sing with Josh Groban, so Make-A-Wish took us to one of his concerts. We got to stay in a beautiful hotel, and though she didn't get to sing with him, he did take her on stage and sang to her. We also got to meet him before the concert and take photos. Also, a fun and completely surprising turn of events is that in the audience that night was actually one of our pediatric nurses who grew up taking care of us. So it was an unforgettable evening. A year or two later, it was my turn for Make-A-Wish. I had a few ideas of what I wanted to do, but unfortunately/fortunately, it didn't pan out. So they went with one of my alternatives, meet Josh Groban. Again. Here's where I confess that I was the actual big Josh Groban fan of the family, and my sister got her wish idea of me. So I was obviously a pretty good convincer back in the day. I still remember the excitement when I received my packet from my wish granters. I don't think I slept from the time I received the packet to when we were taken to the airport. So they flew my family and I out to New York City, and they put us in a fancy hotel. Not only did we get to sightsee, Make-A-Wish also got us tickets to see the Rockettes Christmas special. We had a limo chauffeur taking us to big places, including Josh Groban's recording studio. We got great souvenirs that I still have to this day, toured his studio, but best of all, we got to spend one-on-one time with Josh Groban. And he is truly one of the nicest and most genuine humans that I've ever met. He played music for us. My mom somehow convinced him to sing a song with us. He chatted with us, laughed with us, asked us questions, etc. Let me tell you, there is nothing that brings a girl much more joy in her life than her favorite celebrity singing love songs to her. In return, I showed him how I could clog dance and fell in between couch cushions. Because no celebrity encounter, or in my case, majority of human interaction, is without an awkward moment or two. At the end of our time together, which turned out to being about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I gave him a signed copy of our photo together of the last time we met. I signed it to my biggest fan, because duh. I'm still pretty convinced that he has it framed or at least hanging on his fridge. And because it was now or never, and you Josh Groban's fan will get that reference, one of his songs, I even proposed to him. Because when else would I get the opportunity? So I'm happy to announce that he said yes and proclaimed our engagement. So y'all keep an eye out for a wedding invitation. I have to be honest, I thought growing up that it was a decent trade-off. Hours of treatments every day, pop some pills every time I eat, a few hospitalizations and IV antibiotics year-round all my childhood in exchange for getting to propose to Josh Groban and fulfill my super fan fantasies, worth it. But it wasn't until I got older and my health never got better. In fact, I've gotten much worse health-wise. I have to wear oxygen at night and whenever I attempt to be physically active. Being nervous here is funny at the table. I'm just here like on my inhaler, so good thing we have that. Just actually in the last 11 months, I've been in and out of the ER or the hospital /IV antibiotics every month. Not too long ago, I endured a 17-day hospital stay filled with 15 IV infusions a day. I recently finished those IV antibiotics and am still relishing in the little things in life, like resting and being able to take a real shower. You are all welcome. I'm currently in the recovery process from all those heavy antibiotics, and I'm working hard in physical therapy to get my strength back. But the fact that I've had to accept is that no matter how many treatments I do every day, or how much butt I kick in physical therapy, more accurately, how much they kick my butt in PT, my health is going to get worse. It has gotten noticeably and progressively worse over the years. That's what CF is. There are advancements coming, but I see how my story likely ends. As I have seen throughout the years, my dear salty friends' stories have ended. It has been in those terrifying moments in the hospital that I have started babbling on and on about how I got to meet Josh Groban. In desperate need of distraction, while nurses shove needles in my chest or shove a tube down my nose, I will babble on and on about my experience with Make-A-Wish. Because even 11 years later, that memory from my childhood still lights up my life. It is my go-to happy moment. I also realized that though I'm grateful my parents raised my sisters and I to feel normal, being in and out of hospitals all our childhood, it definitely was not normal. It is not normal to have scars all on your arms, chest, and stomach from surgery and PICC lines. Sister fights usually don't consist of 3 sisters in separate hospital rooms, fighting over who gets mom that night, because whoever didn't get mom got to stay up late to watch TV. It is not normal to truly consider the hospital your second home. Instead of extended family members showing up to Christmas performances, our doctors and nurses showed up to cheer us on. We weren't able to have the opportunities that healthy kids and families did growing up. I remember lots of vacations and plans being canceled because of CF. When we did get to go to camp or something like that, I remember still having to be pulled away to do treatments and crying because I felt so isolated and embarrassed. Make-A-Wish truly saved my childhood and gives me a wonderful memory and experience to cling on to in my most difficult and scary times. These days, I am unable to physically work. I am a retired optometrist technician, retired professional ballroom dancer, and my own full-time nurse without the pay or benefits. Though I am unable to do what I love full-time, I am still loving life and finding ways daily to do so. I dance when my health allows, fangirl over the Marvel superhero movies, cause shenanigans during hospitalizations, and make the med students feel uncomfortable when I throw a medical pickup line at them, help friends out with little tasks here and there, and volunteer when health allows. One of those organizations being Make-A-Wish. And it makes my heart smile when I hear the stories of them doing the same things for other children that they did for me. Because though we don't have a cure for cancer or cystic fibrosis, Make-A-Wish is doing their job by helping families to get that break and distraction that is so desperately needed. And as a former Wish kid, I can stand here today and confidently tell you that the contribution that Make-A-Wish has in these sick children and their families' lives has just as much impact on the medicines, if not even more of one. Because even when the body is sick, a smiling heart can work miracles. It may not save a life, and at the end of the day, my health will still get progressively worse. But to save the heart and bring back smiles, even for a day, is what will make an impact and make a change in the world. I never take it for granted how lucky and fortunate I am to be a former Wish kid and still be here sharing my story to express my thanks. I truly am blessed. I can't thank Make-A-Wish Foundation enough for what they did for me and my family and what they are doing for children all around the world every day. They're truly making this world a better place, one wish at a time. Thank you.